Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're well, hope you're good. It's your brother Naseem Khan, or you may know me as Nas Khan. And welcome to my show again in the Limelight. Every Friday I bring you a guest just to see what's happening with them and what kind of stuff they're doing. Hope you guys are staying safe. What I'm going to do now is just going to show you a little clip and then we'll go straight to him.
People feel certain emotions, and what I try to do is capture those emotions and voice those emotions, and that's kind of what it's about. Really, there is no typical day. I never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and I think that's what I really enjoy about doing what I do. Right, I can't sort of sit down, right, I need to write this song now. I think there's moments, and when those moments come, that's when you can actually focus on what it is that you're doing. If you can get up on stage and perform and sing a song, or you can pick up a guitar or sit at a piano and play a song, that's what music's about.
All right.
And there you have it, guys. That's my bro Navin Kundra there. I've just got him on the line, but before I bring him in, I'm sure you all know his name, Navin Kundra, good singer, good producer, good composer. Navin, how are you, my bro? Welcome to the show.
I'm good, thank you. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a while, man. Take us back.
It's been ages. Firstly, thank you very much for having me on your show, and a big shout out, a big hello to everyone that locked it.
Yeah, wicked, man, wicked. This is going to be aired on YouTube, on UCTV, and then we're going to do a replay of this on Facebook as well. So if nobody can catch us on the YouTube, they'll be able to catch us on Facebook. So Navin, how's your week been, and how's this pandemic been for you?
Oh man, like, what a world, hey! Like everything has just been turned completely upside down. But I've had a good week. I kind of had a week off. I went away with the family just to take a little break out in the Peak District, which was lovely, and just to kind of re-energize and refocus, which has been it's been amazing. So you caught me at a good time, because I literally just got back a few hours ago.
Fantastic.
And I'm ready and raring to go. I think it's been an incredible journey so far, but the pandemic has really kind of put a spanner in the works in terms of all of the plans that I had to basically go on tour this year. And so I just decided to shift everything like online, basically. You know how they say the show must go on?
Yeah.
I basically just reframed that, and I was like, the show must go online. And that's what I did.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to the past, Navin, the past, to let the people know, obviously the younger generation know, how you first started.
Oh, I've been singing for many, many years. I mean, I love music, so I had a passion for that very early on.
Yeah.
I remember my father bought me like a keyboard when I was really young, and he taught me how to play. And then I started playing all kinds of different music. I started playing with two hands, and then he said, you sing really well, you play really well, why didn't you try singing? So I did, and everyone realized I was singing in key, and I really enjoyed it, and I realized that I was getting a great reaction from it. So I think I've always been drawn to music and singers and live performers. So I basically started entering competitions, like talent competitions, and wherever there was a stage, I'd find a way to get on it. And, the stages got bigger as the talent competitions got bigger, and I ended up winning quite a few. And then I was on ZTV's Sarigama Bar, which was it's kind of like India's X Factor, if you like, the original India's X Factor.
Yeah.
And then I went out, I entered a competition with the BBC, and ended up winning that. And so, I think that was pretty much my entry point into the industry, just trying to find a platform and get behind a mic and do my thing, really.
Superb. Obviously, from that stepping stone, you kind of gradually, I think the big hit was, what's it called? Tere Liye. That's the one that was the groundbreaker for me. And back in the days, obviously, we've performed together as well, so we've got that little liaison.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I kind of I know you as the MC, you know, and I kind of, you know, I think our paths have crossed really well because we've done quite a few events together, especially like, you know, a good few years ago now.
Absolutely.
And I think from performing in talent shows, I realised that I needed to start writing my own original music.
Yeah.
And so I became a songwriter just because I didn't really know any songwriters. I wasn't connected in the industry as such. And I think passion really drives that. You know, when you're an independent artist, when you don't feel like you've got the connections, or you're not signed to a label that can open those doors for you.
Yeah.
That's just when you kind of you start to develop new skills. So I learned how to perform, I learned how to songwrite, I learned how to play instruments, I learned how to produce, just be fueled purely by passion.
Yeah.
And I see, like, you know, a lot of musicians and a lot of artists have kind of taken that route.
Yeah.
Especially today, where social media is so prevalent, like everyone has a platform to showcase their talent on now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I wrote a whole bunch of songs. My first one was in Punjabi. It's called Tukre Tukre.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from there I kind of released. I started fusing different music together. I started sampling Bollywood music with Love Sing. And then later in the year, I wrote, and that one just kind of, you know, smashed open the doors for me in terms of, you know, my music being heard regularly on radio, being played on TV, and then going out to perform live. So I'm really grateful for that song. It literally changed my life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I've noticed is you kept your own trend, your own path, where you see many musicians these days trying to jump on the bandwagon. You've not done kind of thing, you know what I mean, don't you? So you've had your own genre, you've had your own covers, and I think they've played a good role in suiting your essence, if you know what I mean.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, especially coming from yourself, you know, because you kind of have a really good grip on the industry. You've kind of been part of it, and you've been in different positions within the industry as well. So I appreciate that coming from you. And I think, for me, it's just been about staying authentic and being true to myself, and enjoying what I do. Like, the last thing I want it to feel like is work. And trying to do something that's not really, you know, it's not enjoyable. The whole point, the whole reason I got into music was because I love it, I enjoy it, it lights me up inside, and I realised that I have, you know, I have the ability to be able to light other people up as well. You know, when you're performing,
absolutely,
you perform for an audience and for a crowd, and that's the most fun part of my job, you know, performing live. And it's been affected by the pandemic in the sense that, you know, there hasn't been a Miller season this year, there hasn't been a wedding season this year, there hasn't been my concert tour. I basically put a concert together called Voice of Legends, and we did 2 years of touring with the show, and I was just about to announce my biggest tour so far, and then the pandemic started. But you know what, Naz, out of, you know, when there are challenges like that, I believe there are opportunities.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, I basically decided to move everything online, and now I present a weekly live show on Facebook and YouTube, and it's called Saturday Night Live. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. I come on and I perform, and it has been the most incredible thing I think I've done as an artist.
Absolutely. Because now what happens is that many artists are doing that, but the thing is what you do is very unique because you tend to give it a bit of a twist, and you do a lot of live stuff as well, and I think that's really good because many artists are not live, if you know what I mean, and you've done it with live bands. I bet that's the whole point of being an artist, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, live isn't for every artist. You know, I think there's some artists that find a bit more comfort in the studio. And, you know, now we've got, like, the technology that we have, and you can use whatever you need to use to get the kind of sonic sound quality that you want on record. But for me, live music is a massive part of of my artistry and of my career, and also my influences, because I'm influenced by live singers.
Yeah.
You know, so I love performing live, and just to be able to jump on every week and perform a whole bunch of songs. They're not all my own songs. There are a lot of covers, a lot of mashups.
Yeah.
English, Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, Spanish, Arabic. Like I just kind of mix it all up.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to find, you know, a really dedicated, loyal international audience, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And I think when you put your heart and soul into something, you know, you're bound to find an audience for that. You're bound to get a lot of heart and a lot of soul back from the audience because it's genuine.
Yeah.
So it's been incredible, and you're doing the same. I mean, look, Naz, you know, you come on, you put on this show, and you've kind of stayed true to yourself, albeit in lots of different areas.
Yeah.
How has life been for you since the MC days?
I think Navi's giving me a question there. Yeah, basically.
Yo, bro, listen. I've been interviewing celebrities on my show, so I might to slip in a few questions as well. But no, I'm genuinely interested.
No, this is good, man.
You had an incredible journey yourself. Like, what's it been like for you?
No, this is good because when I first started music, I'm talking back in '99. So obviously I started DJing and stuff, and then that wasn't getting enough for me. So then I wanted to learn about music. So really, I went to the studio to be a producer. I didn't go to be an MC. But I was sitting in the studio at AP Entertainment. Amjad used to own that studio at that time, and there was a Tariq Khan, he's a singer, and he was sat there and he was working on this album. So funnily, I come out with a line, and I was only about 21 years old, I think, at that time, or 20. And I come out with a line, and he used it as an MC for me as an MC. So I thought, hold on a second, I was a DJ. I wanted to be a producer, and now I'm on my way to be an MC. So after I started doing my MCing, then I went on the production side. I had my own albums out, a few collaborations, a few remixes, X, Y, Z. And then me and you met on the circuit when I was doing a few MCing and stuff, a couple of my own launches.
Yeah.
But then I decided to leave the music side. And obviously in the music side, from my side, what I've experienced, it is a bit of a dirty game because you've got to be very careful, because like good-hearted people get vulnerable and they seem to get pushed the wrong way. You know what I mean? So if you obviously you get stung a few times, but you stand your ground. So I left music about good 7 years ago, nearly hitting 8 years ago. Doesn't mean I don't listen to it. I'm saying this live as well. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean I don't listen to it, but I wanted to take the path of my religious side where I can do the nasheeds and stuff. But I noticed a lot more politics in the nasheed side than I did in the music side.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like everybody wants to be a pop star and everyone wants to be an artist, and it's all about the image. It's not about the poetry, stuff like that. So so I just left it as that. But at the end of the day, it's a good ride, and you've yourself have stuck to an iron top manager. He's been with you for a while, and I think it's hard to find loyalty, but when you do find it, it does play a big part, don't you think?
Definitely, absolutely, Naz. I think you hit the nail on the head there with having a strong team around you is really important, because it's quite difficult and quite tricky to kind of navigate your way through the industry and all of the people you meet, from promoters to PR to presenters and radio, TV, and live venues, different audiences, different countries. Like it can be very confusing, and it can be quite daunting and scary. But I think with the right team around you, and you mentioned Myron, he's been my manager now for many, many years, and I just felt like I just have a connection with him. I think he understands me and where I want to get to, and I understand him, and thankfully that works. And also my family have been really supportive. You've often seen my family with me at live shows, and they still are today, to this day. So I think having the blessings of your family and having good people around you, just sticking with them, can take you quite far as well.
Absolutely.
And, often a lot of people say, how do I find a good manager, or how do I find a good teacher, or a good team? And I think I think the answer to that is when you start to create your own original music and start to put that out there, that's energy, and they will find you. You know, eventually your team will find you. You just have to be open enough to look out for them and spot them, and then form that relationship and nurture it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Navin, just stay there, my brother. We're just going to go for a quick break and then we'll come straight back, yeah?
Sure.
Right, guys, we're just going to go for the quick break on my stream and we'll be right back, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Right, guys, welcome back to my second segment of In the Limelight, and this time is with my bro, Navin Kundra. Navin, welcome back, my bro. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. I'm just going to say out that, the show is going to be on Facebook. I normally do that as a repeat, so make sure you get you guys on that and start the tagging on there as well. We were talking about loyalty and having a nice team and management around you, which I think is fantastic, because what I've noticed about you, Navin, is it's a one-man band, if you know what I'm saying. Not because of the team, I'm saying as yourself, because you're on your own like I used to be. And I think in a sense it's really good where you have your discussions with a few people. I think the more chiefs there are, it kind of messes up. What do you say?
Well, it's interesting you say that, Naz, because I used to feel that a lot. You know, I used to be that way early on, because obviously when you're starting out, no one really knows you. I was kind of rocking up to radio stations with my guitar and rocking up to TV interviews. You know, it was kind of me, my voice, and the songs and ideas that I had in my head.
Yeah.
But then once I started working with different producers, you know, I started working with producer Mushtaq, who's just done some incredible work. He's also responsible for a lot of Raghav's albums. So Raghav, do you remember Raghav breaking into the mainstream? And,
Raghav,
He's from Canada.
Yeah.
So he produced a lot of his album, and you know, Mush did a lot of work with Mystique, etc. So he kind of really opened my horizons musically, and just brought this edge to the music that I was putting out, the original stuff. And then, you know, I was still going out alone at performing on stage.
Yeah.
And so it's only really recently that I started to a band. You know, like my band is with me now, the 5 and 5 crew. I have a full dance crew that I work with as well.
Yeah.
And if you come, you know, like when all this pandemic is over, hopefully next year we're going to be back on tour. If you get to come and see the concert, bro, you know, we have a team of about 60 people working on these concerts, and we've done them across the UK. We've done some internationally as well. I was out in Cape Town and Durban and Holland. It's no longer just me on my own now. So I feel nice to have. It's nice to have a team of musicians around you and a team of kind of visual production and visual dancers, because it just amplifies like the music that I'm able to perform. And yes, there are still moments when it's just me and, say, the piano, or me and my guitar, but I'm really enjoying this kind of And it's like a new chapter in my career where I'm now able to step out as a live artist performing my own concerts. It's been a dream of mine for many, many years.
Yeah.
I think every artist at some stage really wants to put on their own concerts.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's, it's just been absolutely beautiful. And I know this is a difficult, challenging time for not just me, but for everyone.
Oh, absolutely.
And not just artists, for everyone in business, everyone that's out working, students, like you name it, everyone's struggling at the moment. But it will pass.
Yeah, we would never imagine this to ever happen.
Next year, hopefully, everything will kind of get back to whatever the new normal is going to be, and we can put our foot down. And you must come, and in fact, anyone that's listening to this, you guys, you must come and check out the Voice of Legends concerts that we're doing, because if you love live music, if you love Bollywood music, and if you just want to be entertained in a way that it's a show that you haven't really seen before. There's nothing like it currently going on here in the UK, and internationally, it's something. The way we've produced and structured these shows, it is very unique. So I'm really excited to get back, and I'll be very excited to see all of you there when we're ready to announce it.
Absolutely. You've touched on, obviously I might not be there, but I might watch you on the sneak. What was
right. Okay, of course.
You get me, yeah? What I was going to say to you, you mentioned a name there, Mystique, which goes back to our era when I was doing the Garage Nation tours and stuff. And only a few weeks ago, I interviewed Megaman from So Solid Crew.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah, so we had a good chat, and about BAME and how they start and stuff. And this is the beauty about my streams and platform, is that I talk about how you started, the past, the present, the future, the struggles, how you got there, and what your plans are. So moving on from this, what have you got planned for the future?
Well, I've been, as you can imagine, I've been using this time to create a lot of new original music.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like now is a great time to release it.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just got, I don't know, like a couple of albums worth of material, which is all there and ready to go when the time is right, and we'll push the button. I'm going to be partnering with some different companies as well, which is quite exciting. I've not really worked with record labels before, but we managed to negotiate some good deals. So I think within the next few weeks, you're going to start to see and hear some new music coming out from myself. And then, like I say, every week there is a live show that I put on. It's absolutely free for everyone.
Yeah.
And every Saturday at 7 p.m., we mix it all up. There's classics, there's the latest stuff, there's English, there's the Hindi, Urdu, Bollywood stuff, there's the ghazals, there's Gawalis. I love to do it all on that show. And also, what we did, I think I was probably the first British Asian artist to put on a virtual live concert, which was super successful. It was ticketed, we had a studio, we did a VIP after party via Zoom. It was crazy, honestly, Naz.
I think that's the one I was talking about as well, where you sat on a stool and there was live drum kits and everything and the full percussion. I remember that's the one you did. Yeah. You did that Gurdas man, didn't you?
What's so crazy is there was an audience from all over the world able to tune in. Like here, if I say come up and I announce the show and I'm performing in Manchester, you kind of know that it's going to be people within a certain radius.
Yeah.
When the show is online, the whole world is the audience, effectively.
Absolutely.
So it's been magical, and we're going to be announcing another one very, very soon.
And you performed the Gurdas Man one of that, didn't you?
That's right.
See? Yeah, that's the one. Is there any other message you want to give out to the youth out there in this day and age?
To the youth?
Yeah, the youth of today.
Look, I just...
In regards, not just in regards to music, in regards to respect, in regards to family, parents, loyalty, because obviously not everybody's bound to do music, especially us Muslims. A lot of us Muslims, we don't do it. Some Muslims do it, but just in genuine, kind of message would you like to convey to the youth out there?
Well, I was told the best piece of advice I ever got was look after your art, and your art will look after you. You know, and I think that's just one message I'd like to pass on to everyone.
Yeah.
And if it's not art that is your thing, then you can replace that with anything, whether it's your family or your health or your studies or your job or your business. Like, just look after it, you know, give it the respect that it deserves. Be grateful for what you have. You know, I think we live in a world now where it's so easy to really compare yourself to others because the comparison is at your fingertips. You just have to pull out your phone and jump on social media, and you know, all you're seeing is everyone else's kind of highlight reel, if you like. And it's easy to forget that they're not always smiling every time. Not everyone is as happy as you think they are, because everyone is trying to post everyone is portraying a certain image of their life. And some do it really authentically, and most people like to make it look better than it really is.
Yeah.
So if you kind of, you know, if you're in that space where you feel like you want more, that's great. You should go after more and you should get it, but you shouldn't forget to be grateful for what you have. You shouldn't forget the people that are around you, that have been around you from the beginning. And like, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You know, you just have to have belief, passion, and do it for the right reason.
What a beautiful message there, Navin. Beautiful. And on that message, you're going to have to, if possible, drop me a couple of lines for the audience out there.
All right, man.
Any one of your choice.
This is that song that we've been speaking about that literally changed my life. I'll sing a few lines for you. And I wrote this because I was so busy when I was, you know, in the studio writing music and out performing, and I realized, like, there was a sacrifice that I was having to make, which was not being with my loved ones as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
And so the song ultimately, like, basically the idea behind the song is to say, like, I know that you might feel neglected or you might feel upset that I'm not always there with you, but just know that everything I'm doing for you. So I'll sing you a few lines.
Absolutely. Yeah.
इन आँखों में देखूं तो कुछ खोया सा लगे, इन होठों पे ये हंसी झूठी लगे, तेरी इन बातों में कुछ छुपा लगे, तेरी अदाएं भी अलग सी लगे, प्यार के समुंदर में तू किन लहरों में खोई, तुमको नहीं है पता, तेरे लिए दुनिया भूल जाऊं, तेरे लिए मेरी जान, तेरे लिए सारे दिन सारी रातें, तेरे लिए आसमां.
Wow,
there you go,
Navin.
a few lines for you.
Perfect, man. Perfect. I just want to say thank you very much for coming on UCTV and enlightening us with your thoughts, your beautiful voice. And guys, check out Navin Kundra on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere. And make sure you tune into his live concerts. Navin, thank you so much, my brother.
Naz, thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate you. I appreciate UCTV. Thanks for the support. And yeah, guys, absolutely. You know, I'm all over socials. Just search Navin Kundra, and come and join me. Like every Saturday, 7 p.m. Facebook Live. We'll have a lot of fun together. You look after yourselves. Everyone stay safe. And I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Definitely. Thank you, Navin. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cheers, bro. Take care. Bye.
Bye. And there you have it, guys. Another artist from back in the day who I know, Navin Kundra, beautiful guy, humble guy, done well for himself on that platform and gives you a mixture of everything. So guys, until next time, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.